Hi guys, what's up? This is Emil here. Thanks for joining us on Emil in the Wild. This is my 1-year review of the Fishpond Submersible Lumbar pack. Little backstory, when I first started fishing, I always wore a fly fishing vest. Just your typical fly fishing vest. You're looking like a cameraman out there with all your bags and pockets. As I progressed as a fly fisherman, I started to get to the point where I was hiking to a lot of backcountry locations, and these vests they don't breathe enough, at least for me, and I would always get hot and sweaty and drink all my water on the hike in instead of the day when I was fishing. So I ended up having to pack in, water filters and things like that. It just wasn't necessarily what I was after. So for my fishing vest, I went to a lumbar pack that I bought from REI. I just bought like a cheap one, 35 bucks, I think 45 bucks maybe. And I wore that thing into the ground. I eventually had to, move on because I tore a hole in the side of it. I moved on to actually a Fishpond chest pack, which had a lot of neat features. For example, it had a fold down area where you could attach flies into it, so you could, pull a fly off and grab another fly on really quickly, which was nice. It was a feature I thought I'd use a lot, but I actually never used at all. And that actually made most of that chest pack. So yeah, it wasn't the most efficient buy for me. Last year, ripped through the zippers on that thing and gave me the opportunity to go out and look at different packs. So the number one thing I was looking for a pack was to go back to a lumbar pack. It had to be durable, had to be big enough to carry my giant fly boxes, which I'll pull out here in a second, as well as to pack a lunch in. It had to be durable. Like I said, I'm a full contact fly fisherman. If you see me fishing on the Madison around here or in the Rio Grande Gorge in New Mexico, I'm constantly climbing over boulders, sliding down boulders. If you take a look at my waders, you can easily see that I'm pretty rough on my stuff. The gravel guards are pretty much gone on my waders. So that'll be a fun review in a few weeks when I look at getting a new pair of waders. So I'm looking at my wife back there, winking at her. So there's many things I love about this pack. There's one thing I hate, and I'll get into that in a bit. But, first thing first, this is a year of use in Montana, Bozeman, Montana. So we're on a lot of big rivers down here. I'm hiking in all the time. You can see this thing basically looks like it's brand new still. So I've been really impressed with the durability. The zipper, which blew out on my last lumbar pack, my chest pack, is awesome. Like super heavy duty. I've had no issues. Actually comes with some lubricant. If you can see, look really close there. It's a heavy duty zipper, so it actually comes with some lubricant that makes it a little bit easier to zip up and whatnot. Now, how much can I fit in here? I got two giant scientific angler fly boxes. These are full of flies too. For whatever reason, you need to know that. A couple other bonus packages that I let my kids play with when I'm on the river. So tons of space in this thing. Tippet thing. Got another reel in here, so you can see tons of things that are in here. Pretty awesome. In addition to that, you've got your some extra packages in here. Now this is the one thing that I have beat up a little bit, this clear package right here. So I actually have just your typical fly dressing, some weights and things like that. There's hard plastic on here, unfortunately, when it rubs with the fly boxes on the inside here. You get a little bit creasing in here, but I think that's to be expected. Most plastic things that I've used in the past, this has happened to, are kind of like plastic viewports, if you want to call this. Behind this plastic viewport, you actually have a little bit of another heavy duty section that's held up really well. Got another set of weights in here, some bag of flies. I think these are for my kids specifically. He probably knows exactly where these are. If I move these, he'll probably get a little upset with me, so we'll put that right back. So yeah, I mean you can see how big that is. Pulled a ton of stuff out of there. Now that I have this camera, I'll be taking that with me as well, and I think I won't have any issues in fitting that in here. One of the main features that's kind of the selling point when you look at this online is these cool guys walking down the stream with their net sitting in this back port right here. Now, I have to admit, I've never done this when I've been fly fishing, so can't really give any feedback on the durability of this with your net back here. But all I will say is You know, if you're gonna wear this as a lumbar pack and you stick your net back here, I don't know if it's gonna be the most comfortable thing. When I've kind of, you know, goofed around with it, I can definitely feel that back there. And if I got this on all day, you know, I don't really want to have this net back here. So, which brings me to this great point, is I actually have my net attached here. So this is just your standard leash. Actually, I'm gonna have to get a new leash. This broke on me a couple weeks ago. Luckily, I've caught my net in the water when it did break, so don't have to get this net. I've actually had this net for almost 11 years now. I bought it from the West Yellowstone Fly Shop back in like 2009. So this has been a pretty good buy. Anyways, just wanted to get that feedback on, you know, one of the side attachment clips. So obviously I've had my leash on here for my net almost the entire time, and this thing is still super solid. Barely any wear and tear on this at all. So really excited about that. Let's see, so, you know, just your regular tippet leash, spool on here, no wear again. So like really impressed by these attachments on here, pretty awesome. Again, you know, another accessory from Fishpond. No wear, no tear on any of these, so it's really, really impressive. I've had a few of my nippers attached to these contraptions. I don't know what they're called, but you know, I do know that they fit, you know, specific Fishpond accessories. But you know, I've had some of those on there, no wear and tear on these. Like, really impressed by the wear and tear. Like, again, I'm sliding down rocks. There's a little bit of a blemish here, but besides that, it's really solid. I do know that Fishpond does have like a pretty generous warranty on these. If I was to rip a hole in this, I think I'd probably just get, I would see if they would replace it. Honestly, I'm so rough on my stuff, I don't think they would, but if I had to, what I would do is get basically like a wrap, what you would use to patch a raft and stick that on here. Something that's really nice and durable, pretty adhesive. Since this is that nylon, it'd probably attach pretty well. So now the feature that I dislike the most, and it's been the biggest pain for me, it doesn't have any places to attach a water bottle. And I know that Fishpond does sell some accessories that you can attach, but you know, it's just kind of a pain. It's not something that I've had to do in the past, right? Some of the lumbar packs I've had in the past actually have nice water containers where you can stick your Nalgene or whatever. So yeah, I mean, that's like the one downside. Luckily, you know, most of the time around here, I'm fishing with waders on, and I actually take this MRS drawlet with me, and I just throw it in my waders. Sometimes it warms up a little bit, but you know, that is what it is. So it's not a deal breaker for me. So the one way that I really like to wear this, and I've noticed a couple of the reviews online, you know, not everybody's super big or too excited about this, you know, the shoulder strap. For me, this is huge. I'm always fishing with my kids, and my 2-year-old's always in a backpack on my back. So usually when I'm fishing, I've got this on my back here, and on the front, I've got this strap, and I'm actually wearing this as a chest pack almost. So this has actually been pretty comfortable. Again, I've worn this. We fish a lot, and you can barely see that this has been used at all. So I've been really, really impressed with the overall durability of the pack itself. And you know, if you're looking for a lumbar pack that, you know, you can shell out $230 for, I definitely would highly recommend this. The other catch, and this hasn't been an issue for me yet, but I know at some point I'm gonna come across this, is, again, because I'm rough on my stuff, I'm always in contact with rocks and trees. If I have any plastic in here or any hard materials in this front pack, which is a little bit of a softer material, a little stretchy, I feel like I'll probably get a couple of rips and tears in this eventually. But you know, thus far, a year in, this hasn't been an issue for me at all. So yeah, I think in general, that's the review. So I definitely would give this a pretty high rating. I don't really have a rating system, so we'll go with 5 stars out of 5 stars. I've loved it every single moment I've used it. It's been, you know, there's even more junk in here I didn't even pull out. So definitely meets the size that I need. You know, if I was going out and fishing, you know, 12 hours a day, you know, I may bring a backpack with me to bring some extra water, extra food. But for your, you know, 1 to 6 hour excursions that I've been on, sometimes 8 hours, it's held up to that, and I've been able to bring enough food with me for here in Montana, especially in the summer when it's a little bit warmer. So you're going through water a little bit more like that. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a newer channel here, so on YouTube. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. This is the first actual review I've done. So let me know what you liked. Let me know what you hated. I'm gonna assume that most comments will probably be what you hated getting on YouTube. So yeah, let me know what I can improve. I really appreciate it. Thanks everyone.